Hey guys, Patrick Keller, owner of Crest Point Real Estate here. I wanted to do a post today of the 7 most common concerns that we're getting right now in real estate, and then the solutions that we have for those concerns and what's going on in real estate right now. And so I'll quickly hit these 7 for you as quick as I can, but I want to get you a detailed rundown, and hopefully you'll find this content really useful for you today. So the first concern is probably like the biggest, most general question that we are hearing, and that is this a good time to buy or sell, or should I wait? And here's what I'll tell you. It's like a $1,000,000 question right now, and I think despite what seems to be a very like dismal economy, a dismal time, real estate is still moving, and there's a lot more rules involved, obviously, but real estate is still moving. And the cool thing is if you are a buyer, you've got a lot less competitions right now. You might find that some sellers are a little bit more flexible right now. You might also find that there's more potential like off-market opportunities available for you if you have an agent such as like me to help you find those off-market opportunities. There's a lot of folks that, like I know of personally, that have just decided to hold off right now in listing unless there was a buyer who was ready for them like right now to buy. And sometimes we can pair those up. So, less competition, maybe a little bit more flexible sellers, and then maybe some more off-market opportunities. That's a good thing if you're a buyer. If you're a seller in this current market, yes, you're likely to have less showing traffic. However, the people that are looking at your house are not looky-loos. These are people that have confidence in their current jobs, have maintained a mortgage pre-approval despite, some unemployment that we're experiencing here. And they aren't just shopping around just to see what's out there. These folks are seriously in need of a house. And so that's a good thing. So when you have showings that they're serious. You'll also find that if you're a seller, you have less competition right now. Less people are listing right now. And less competition for you as a seller is a good thing. I would say those are probably the most those are the good things about being a buyer and a seller in a market right now. Another question that we're getting, question number 2. If I'm a buyer, how do showings work right now? Right now, our board has determined that real estate is still essential. Housing is essential. People need housing. And so everyone really has their own protocols in place in regards to showings. And I would tell you that we're making it work, but we're also making it work safely. So, for instance, we can allow buyers to go in properties and we will stand outside so long as the seller approves that. And then after it's all done, we keep our distance. We come in and sanitize after you. We also are doing a lot of FaceTime showings, 3D tours that I've been doing. So I've got a 3D camera so everybody can see like every nook and cranny of every property. Truthfully, when you go into a house right now, you should not be touching much of anything. You shouldn't be opening a lot of drawers, and we should be sanitizing. I know that these are in high demand right now, but I would bring gloves, and you can bring masks if you want to feel super safe and just do what we're supposed to be doing in mitigating the spread of this disease. Sometimes sellers don't want showings, and that's okay. So they need to make a virtual tour an option for us, or they need to let us as agents go in and do those tours for you. So showings are still happening. We're just trying to make it as safe as possible. Last thing I would tell you is a seller might make you sign an addendum that says that they're not liable if you get sick. You also are showing 0 signs of being sick and having the coronavirus before you're showing. So there's just a lot of interesting things right now, but showings are still happening if you're a buyer and you want a showing. New construction is definitely something to be thinking about too, because you can really pick out what you want and you can get a real virtual look at what the house is going to be like. You don't have to actually physically go there and sit in front of somebody. We've done a lot of virtual meetings here recently with that. Number 3, getting a mortgage loan. How hard is it to get a mortgage loan? I've heard that mortgage loans are hard right now. How hard is it? Here's what I'll tell you. If you're gainfully employed still, you have verifiable income, and you don't foresee any changes of that happening, you're in an industry that's in high demand right now, you're in luck because rates are still really good. Interest rates are still really, really good. The key is don't go online and shop rates with lenders all over the country. You need a local mortgage lender that is going to get you to the closing table, that doesn't run really slim on their overhead costs, that's sitting in the same county as you or the same state as you when you talk to them, all right? Because the big guys, the big loan servicers right now, they're charging a lot of points to do their loans. So that's like extra fees on top of the normal closing costs just to get you a certain interest rate, just to make up for their thin margins that they have because they have such a huge organization. We definitely suggest you listen to us if we're cautioning you against a specific mortgage company at this time. Please listen to us because we have experience of ones that we come to the closing table and the money's not there. The lender's out of the money, or they have ramped up their cost just to cover the amount of money they've been losing over the last month or so. So we have local recommendations of people who are not going to do that to you, who have not been affected financially from this coronavirus because they are a good company who does the right things for their clients. So be wary of doing that. Don't mess with your debt to income ratio. Don't push your debt to income ratio so high. Rates could potentially jump all over the place as the economy is so volatile. So, if you see a good rate, lock it as quick as you can. Don't wait necessarily for something better to come along. Things are definitely rapidly changing. And last thing I would say is that credit score requirements have went way up. So not way up, but they've went up. Whereas credit score requirement of 600 for an FHA or VA loan for some mortgage providers is now maybe 640. So if you've got the good credit and you still have really good employment, you're kind of in the driver's seat right now. They're looking for clients like you. Question number 4. What if someone like myself, buyer or seller, gets sick during the transaction or loses our job during the transaction because of coronavirus? We have you covered in that. We have an addendum prepared that states that in the event that any of these timelines get pushed, or if a job is lost, or if a financial status change or health changes of a buyer or seller in the transaction due to coronavirus, the transaction could be canceled and everybody gets their money back and we just move on. So we do have you covered in that because there's a lot of uncertainty with that. Question number 5, what's the process for putting a home on the market in today's climate? I'll tell you, we're still listing properties and we're still having showings. Listing appointments can be however you want them, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. You can require that they're all virtual. We can require that everyone has to wear a mask and gloves when they go on the property. We can require that everybody has to wipe down every handle that they touch when they leave the property. You can require that only your agent, can show the property virtually to any prospective buyer and/or potentially their buyer's agent. So there are a ton of different creative things that we can do. And again, remember, Mr. and Mrs. Potential Seller here, that the people who are looking at properties are serious right now. They've got good jobs and they want to buy and they have to buy. Photographers are being safe. Our photographers are being safe and making sure that they glove up, I should say, and keep themselves safe and you safe during this time. We provide 3D tours. So I have a 3D camera right here. And this 3D camera will show every nook and cranny and corner and crevice of your property so that someone can actually tour it without physically being there. Question number 6, how are showings being handled? I'm not sure I want people walking through my house. How is that working? I just answered that, right? So we're definitely accommodating with virtual tours, live tours, Facebook message, video tours. We're doing everything that we possibly can to get people in your house, whether they're there physically or not. And if you don't want somebody there physically, we understand. We're going to accommodate. Last question. Will the real estate market bounce back when this is all over? Truthfully, I think absolutely yes. I really do. I think a lot of people will go to work. I think that we'll go back to work. I think that rates and jobs control the real estate market. When jobs come back and rates have stayed really low, people have really good interest in owning property and making moves. And I think that this will all bounce back. I really do. And I think that although some people have dropped out of the market right now because of all this, so far prices really haven't changed. Real estate prices have changed. And as soon as the US opens for business, people are going to be free to move about the country again. And so there's a lot of also canceled plans. So like canceled vacations, unfortunately, like canceled weddings, canceled things where people are getting large sums of money back. They may opt to use that for a real estate purchase that they may have been putting off for next year. So also people are learning now like the needs their house has if they've been at home a lot and what needs their house doesn't have. And so they're definitely maybe more apt to go shopping for a house that has those needs because maybe they're working virtually all the time now. Maybe their workplaces decided that working virtually was actually more beneficial than coming in the office. And so I think a lot of new real estate needs are going to pop up. It's going to be really interesting to watch. And I think our market will bounce back once life gets back to normal. But truthfully, we've not seen any real changes in prices right now. It's just inventory's down and the amount of people that are in the market are down. So it's kind of just like, the market was kind of like stable before this all happened and then created a new stable. So I know I'm rambling. I know this was very long, but for people that are in the real estate market right now, I think this is really good content for you to be thinking about, and seven answers to 7 really hard questions right now during coronavirus. So please, 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 don't hesitate. Please like this video if you can. Please comment if you have more questions. Please like our page. My page is Patrick Keller, Crest Point Real Estate. Please like that page. Subscribe to all of our content because we are dedicated to bringing you as much content as we possibly can. If there's anything I can ever do for you, please, 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 please reach out to me. I'm truthfully here also like answering just a lot of questions for people are, if you're not ready to make a move in like a year or two, even if it's a while away, I definitely want to help you answer the questions and get you prepared. Or if you're not thinking about selling until, a year or two, I'm helping people get prepared now and talking about how the coronavirus is going to affect, their market maybe in 1 or 2 years. So I hope you guys are awesome. Please stay healthy and please stay safe. I hope this was beneficial to you. And thanks for hanging in for me to answer all 7 of these questions for you. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.